Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from a regular dude, where I do trailer reactions, I react to YouTube videos, I review YouTube channels. Occasionally, I'll review a movie, but really, I just do whatever the hell I want. Hey, everybody, how are you doing? Today, I thought I'd try something different than I've done before. I decided to do the evolution of my channel, how far I think I've come. I think I've gotten a lot better than I did before. When I first started the channel, I was only doing movie reviews and things like that, and I've decided I'm not really good at giving reviews on movies because I have a hard time putting it into words exactly why I like or why I don't like a movie. But I can suggest movies and things like that I do like, or I can tell you movies I don't like to stay away from. And this first video I'm going to play here is my very first video on this channel, and it's from April of 2017. So that was when I first uploaded my first video on this channel, and it's a review of a movie from Netflix called Backcountry. I don't know if it's still on there or not, but if it is, you should give it a shot. But I just wanted to show you this to see the video quality's bad because I used my webcam on my computer, and the sound quality's awful. Everything about it's bad in my opinion. But let me know what you think. Here's the very first review I did on my channel. Hello everybody, and I'd like to welcome you to the debut episode of Gene's Reviews. Okay, every week I'm going to be reviewing a movie that's streaming, either on Netflix or Hulu. And now I do it every single day. It might be streaming on Shudder or something like that. I'm not going to limit this to any specific genre. I like all kinds of movies, so I'm going to do all kinds of movies. And I'm going to try and start this out with one movie per week. After a while, I'm going to try and get it up to maybe 2 or 3. That noise in the background is the air conditioner. Also, once a week, I will be not necessarily reviewing, but recommending a podcast, because I listen to podcasts all the time, and I think there's a lot of great podcasts out there that just really don't get the recognition they deserve, and I'd like to give them a shout out, and you should listen to them if you're not already. Okay, the first episode, or the first movie I'm going to review this week, is streaming now on Netflix, and it's called Backcountry. This is a Canadian film. It's considered a horror thriller. I would consider it more thriller, but it does have some horror elements in it. It's really good. It's directed and written by Adam McDonald. It stars Jeff Roop, Missy Peregrine, and Nicholas Campbell. Okay. The synopsis: an urban couple go camping in the woods and find themselves lost and being stalked by a predatory black bear. Okay, actually, I like this movie. I didn't love it, but I did like it. The only problem that I had with this movie was the directing. And not all of it, just at the very, very end. Yeah, it gets very dramatic, and he uses slow motion, and then he speeds it up again and slows it down again. It was just very real melodramatic about, kind of what you would expect. I like the acting by everybody in the movie, especially Missy Peregrine. I thought she did an awesome job. And I'm going to use the same type of rating that Netflix uses. They do a 5-star rating. I will give this, I'm leaning kind of between 2.5 and 3, so I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 stars. And I think, yeah, you should stream it. It's not a bad movie, not bad at all. There is one scene that I was talking about when it has some horror elements. The attack by the bear is pretty brutal. I mean, really, I like the movie. See, you can see I stammer and stutter a lot, and I don't know how to put it into words. That's why I don't really like doing movie reviews. Like I said, every week I'm going to do a recommend on a podcast. And the podcast I'm recommending this week is called Movie Podcast Weekly. Awesome
Okay,
podcast. Check it out if you
people on
haven't.
that podcast. Let's see, we have the film critic Jason Piles, the actor Carl Huddleston, the geek Ryan Elliott, and the filmmaker, a guy named Andy. There used to be.
Okay, a couple people have left the podcast since then. Jason Piles is no longer on it. He makes special appearances every once in a while. And Carl Huddleston, I think, has left the podcast too. But it's still a great podcast. And if you listen to movie podcasts and you like movies, it's a really good one because they know how to talk about the movies a lot more than I do.
The filmmaker Joshua Legary, I think he still makes like special appearances on the show, but he's on 2 or 3 other podcasts, which I will be recommending also. And what I like about this podcast is they are really comfortable with each other. They joke around. It's not so boring. They're not stuffy. I have a lot of the same opinions as almost everybody on the show. And I recommend it. It's a really good podcast to listen to. Again, that's called Movie Podcast Weekly. You can find it on iTunes, and I'm sure all the other places. I personally use a app on my phone called Podcast Addict, which also you can use the iTunes search engine on that app to search your podcasts. And that's how I find it. But I recommend that you get it, you subscribe to it, and also watch the movie Backcountry, streaming now on Netflix. 3 out of 5 stars, and thank you. See you next week.
Okay, that was the very first episode that I did. I personally think I've gotten a lot better at my channel. That was pretty bad, especially with the sound and the video quality. Now the next one I'm going to show is probably a couple months later, and it's another review of a movie that's on Netflix. I don't know if it still is, but it's called Haunters, The Art of the Scare. It's about haunted houses, extreme haunted houses, and this is where I first started trying to use green screen, and it's didn't turn out really good. And I also tried to do a different intro to my video. So I was getting a little bit better, but still, I still don't like it very much. But here it is now. Don't wear a green shirt when you're doing green screen.
Gene's Movie Reviews. Nothing too stuffy. I'm just a regular dude. I'll give my opinion.
I have better software now too.
Stay tuned for Gene's Movie Review.
And the lighting's bad. Hello everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews, movie reviews from a regular dude. I just got to
I seem a little bit more confident.
I'm going to review for you today. This is a little bit different. It's a documentary, and it's called Haunters, The Art of the Scare. Okay, what this documentary is about, it's about extreme haunted houses. These aren't professionally done haunted. Okay, now see, the green screen, it's not really good. That's one of the reasons I quit using it, is because I found out that you can't have it right directly behind you. It needs to be back a little bit from you, and you need to light it differently from the sides. And I had basically the light coming right down on the green screen, so it just doesn't do a really good job. And the space I have right now where I record, there's absolutely no room to put a green screen behind me, so that's why I stopped using it. Haunted houses. These are haunted houses that people set up in their yards around Halloween time and everything. For the most part, most of them are pretty safe because they do have safe words, but there is one where there's no safe words, where you sign a waiver to get in there. They actually check up on you to make sure you're healthy and everything like that. But once you get in
I wouldn't
there,
do it,
you're
would
in
you?
there for as long as they want to keep you. Now, the question I have is, how can they get away with this legally? Because kidnapping comes into account there. They do all kinds of crazy stuff. They were sticking people's heads underwater, holding them underwater, waterboarding them, different things like that. Then it becomes assault, doesn't it? And the guy who runs this place is absolutely out of his mind. But it's called Haunters, the Art of the Scare. It was really interesting to watch, but there's no way that I would go into a haunted house like this. I would go to the ones where there's safe words and stuff so that you know that you're going to be safe. There's actually one person that had a heart attack. So, kind of crazy to me. I know these haunted houses are real popular, but I like horror movies because
I can't say for sure, but I think that haunted house that I'm talking about did get shut down. So I don't think it's there anymore.
You know, they're a movie. They're not real. This isn't quite real, but it's pretty horrifying watching some of this stuff. And the guy who does this haunted house, he actually videotapes the whole thing as it's going on. And then he posts them on YouTube. And you can see this guy as he's videotaping them, and he's getting his jollies off of this. He's just loving it. He just thinks it's the coolest thing in the world. The guy's out of his freaking mind. But anyways, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. I can't really recommend.
See, I changed my scale.
But if you like horror movies,
from 1 to 5 to 1 to 10.
I found it really interesting. So check it out. I give it a 7 out of 10. It's streaming on Netflix right now. It's called Haunters, the Art of the Scare. See you next time.
Okay, as you can see, it got a little bit better with that one. I seemed more comfortable, I think. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. But I seemed a little more comfortable. But the sound still isn't quite there, and the green screen was terrible, I think. But this next one I'm going to do was probably, I'm not exactly sure. I know it was in 2017, so it probably would have been July or August of 2017. And it's another review of a movie called The Hallow, which is a horror movie. But I added a little bit to it. I thought I'd make kind of little fake in the woods spooky video. So I went up in the canyon where I lived and did this. So and I actually watched the movie up in the canyon. So I watched it on my tablet. I downloaded it through YouTube onto my tablet and watched it up in the canyon, and then I gave my opinion and everything on it. But just check it out. I added some pretty cool sound effects and stuff, so I like the way this turned out compared to a lot of the others a lot more. We'll check this out right now. Hello everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Movie reviews from a regular dude. Okay, I'm up here in Logan Canyon.
That's water behind me.
You can hear like a waterfall. And I'll be right back. Hello everybody, I'm back. This is going to be my review of The Hallow, streaming now on Netflix. I must be hearing things. Anyways, this is my review of The Hallow. I'll be back. Okay, what I did there was it was kind of hard to do, but I had my car sitting there, so I put the camera
up on top of the car, and then I had just a flashlight shining down on me. That was all the only lights that I had for this. And now I got inside my car and was filming this part from inside my car with the flashlight again shining on me and the camera up on the dashboard.
Okay, I don't know what that was, but whatever it wasn't good. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go home. Oh. Come on! Come on!
A little bit off, but it works.
I'll finish this when I get home. Hello everybody, I made it home. Okay, this movie, The Hallow, is streaming right now on Netflix. It was originally entitled The Woods. It's a 2015 British-Irish horror film directed by Corin Hardy, written by Corin Hardy and Felipe Marino. It stars Joseph Mawle, Bojana Novakovic, Michael L. Houghton, and Michael Smiley. And basically, the plot of this movie, there's a couple, and they live out in the woods. The guy does some work on trees and stuff like that, and somehow these demons,
I am getting more comfortable as I go.
Take his baby away from him. That's what the whole movie's about. They're baby stealers. It's from a old Irish folklore. Okay, not once in this movie was I scared. It was entertaining a little bit, but
also I want to say I'm in the minority on this because I did hear some people commenting that this was a good movie and everything. So if you want to check it out, do, because I didn't like it that much, but a lot of people did.
Like I said, not once in this movie was I scared. And I've heard some other reviews on this movie, and I thought I heard them say that they really liked it a lot. And if you've seen this and you liked it, let me know. Or if you even if you haven't seen it and you do watch it, let me know what you think about it. Basically, out of a 1 to 10, I will just give it a 5, saying it's right in the middle. It wasn't terrible. I kept thinking at the beginning of the movie, they need to show the demons more. They're not showing anything. I don't see what's going on. And then later on in the movie, they really started showing them a lot, and I started thinking to myself, they're showing them too much, so maybe I'm just hard to please. I don't know. But if you want to check it out, it's called The Hallow. It's streaming on Netflix right now, and I'll see you next time. Glad I made it home safe.
Anyways, that was kind of the evolution of my channel. You see where I am now. It's April 29th, so it's probably almost 3 years later since making that video, or a little more than, yeah, almost 3 years later. But let me know what you thought of this. Now, how about a joke? A quick way to start a conversation is to say, what's your favorite color? A quick way to end a conversation is to say, what's your favorite color, person? Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And if you like this video, tell all your friends, leave a comment down below. And if you didn't like it, then just shut up. And I will see you next time.